seems to have, maybe, I don't know, I'm not a specialist on fluoride, so there's another form of fluoride that seems to have less toxic ingredients as they discussed earlier.
First, I have a question. I would question the issue with regards to the toxic ingredients. I would like to see that information. Also, with regards to the provision of fluoride and other circumstances, certainly that would be something that I would leave to Mr. Stewart, the CEO, but certainly that's something that I could look into and provide further information on the alternatives as opposed to the hydrofluorosilicic acid. But as I've noted is that particular chemical, in fact, does meet the NSF standards that I think the previous speakers questioned.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to go back in terms of who has cavities and who's not. My daughter, she's 7 years old, had 14 cavities, lives in Tecumseh. So those arguments in terms of genes, that's hereditary. I have 0 cavities. I'm 46. My question in regards to dentists and that, do we have an endocrinologist? Because I think the issue here is the effects it has on the body at the toxicity level. So yes, in terms of cavities, but if it takes care of your cavities and keeps your teeth, helps with tooth decay, but it affects your organs, to me, what's the lesser of the two evils? So I'm more interested in getting more information on the toxicity that it has on your body as you're growing up. We don't know. So in terms of more information, I'm inundated with all this information, and I want to go through this, but that's one area that I'd like more research on, more information.
And certainly I would be pleased to provide that question along with the previous question, the answers to.
Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I want to thank everybody for the intriguing and provocative information that has been brought forward. And in trying to be responsible and disseminating all of that, you have to look at what is presented as fact and what really is fact. The difference between a study and a scientific study where empirical data has been peer-reviewed and concluded. And I thought that's what I was going to move forward with, saying, okay, first of all, I would like to move this report forward so that we can deal with it, but I think we need to defer it until we have more of this information, because first of all, I would like to find out directly from the City of Windsor the actual product information that we have, because I heard 2 very different answers here tonight about what we're using. And then secondly, we do need to find out more about these studies and understand the issue. What's been happening with the information that comes forward about fluoride is that we get these such respectable pillars of our community talking to us about fluoride for teeth. That's not the issue. What is being brought forward is that we're ingesting it and it's accumulative. So we need to hear over all these years, just like everything else. At one time, lead was pretty cool. Now, no lead. And it's not just that we were ingesting lead, it's that our skin, our bodies, we're absorbing it in other ways. And that's a concern for me too. So you're sitting in a bathtub in fluoridated water. What's happening? And what kind of fluoride is this anyway? Is this really the smokestack stuff? Is this a pharmaceutical grade? Is this like, if I go to Dr. Charles Frank's office, is this similar to the kind of fluoride you use in your office? What are we using here? I'm just really confounded with that, and it doesn't take away from my saying, the research that I've done, I can see, yes, fluoride is good for teeth. Obviously, we have topical products that are available that we use for our teeth. But I do understand that there is a concern that's being raised, and we need to hear more of those peer-reviewed studies that say what happens when those accumulative effects of fluoride are. So I don't know if it's, and I'm saying that in good faith. We're asking for all this information and hoping that respectfully we will be able to use this information, make a decision that the City of Windsor wants to weigh as much as we do. Because I thought that was, and I would love to have more information. I know it needs more resources, but maybe you can tell me, Dr. Hyman, what do we know? What kind of information does the health unit have? Some comprehensive data. It's not just, it's the Union water system. It's not just a municipality. It's a water system that has not used fluoride ever. And the reason why is because a major customer manufactures baby food. So I would have thought there would have been an anomaly long before now. Whoa, what's up with all these people? Like, I would have thought that would have been recognizable before now. And now that it's becoming an issue, like, are we saying, is it just in Leamington? There are other water systems, there are other municipalities. And I looked some of this stuff up. You know, Canadian Forces bases don't use fluoridation. Does that, somewhere, is there a study that we can go to, and what do we actually have locally besides the testimony of that one doctor that you read his letter? What do we have? Because I am really intrigued by this. And because it is a matter of, it's not, the dollar amount is really insignificant one way or the other. It's really a matter of making a decision that is integral to the whole community's health. And so I would respectfully ask that we would defer that and ask for that information to be brought forward. And I don't know whose responsibility that is. I think maybe even through Public Works can get us the specific product information about the type of fluoride that's being used, because that's disputed here, what we've heard.
Go ahead, Councillor.
I'll support the motion to defer it. Pending further information, Your Worship. If I can follow up with that.
Well, if there's a motion to defer, then there's no debate. But I think it's,
But I have a question.
well, why don't we have the discussions here, because I do have some comments that I'd like to bring forward as well in terms, but go ahead.
Just in respect to the arguments on both sides, they're very interesting and probably valid on both sides. I'm just wondering if we were to, as a municipality, request the City of Windsor to discontinue fluoridation, what's the weighted factor in regards to the decision that the City of Windsor would have to make in order to remove it? I'm not sure of the factors and the weighted factors. Is it the population? Is it plebiscite? Is it one municipality versus another one? I'd be concerned in regards to the arguments and the weighted factors and who makes the final decision.
Looking at Mr. Piasek, you might have the magic wand on that one.
Thank you, Your Worship. I touched on this subject in my report, and based on discussions with our legal counsel, he advises that it appears that a simple majority of the municipalities supplied by the water system would have control whether or not the water would be fluoridated.
Go ahead, Councillor Briggs.
We're not experts in this field, and it's interesting listening to both sides of the story. But I think if we have to get some expertise to get this done, I think it would cost quite a bit to get into some more studies and everything else. We have to look at it again. So I think support that vote.
Council, please, would Heather Gingrich, our expert, be able to speak? She's a medical geologist. And
Well, maybe we'll get her to speak.